I'm sure everyone remembers the SpongeBob episode, Safe Deposit Krabs, the episode when Mr. Krabs got himself locked in a safe deposit. Unfortunately, Nickelodeon's website had a planned episode planned from 2003 to 2005. The episode on the website was titled Mr.Krabs Bankruptcy, which was supposed to be Safe Deposit Krabs, which was released later in 2013, from October 23, 2003 to December 12, 2005. One of the writers of Nickelodeon accidentally released the episode 1 month before it was planned to be released. It was a quiet afternoon in 2013, right after the removal of supposed episode of SpongeBob. I was on YouTube and on paint.net, drawing and listening to some dubstep, death metal, or breakcore. Don't ask why I listen to breakcore. I suddenly got a message on DeviantArt from one of my fans of my art named Ratchet Retro, who said this: "Nick's in some deep trouble. Look at 2013 in October." I replied with, "What's going on with Nick?" That's when he hit me with the reply that was so chilling, my spine actually tingled. SpongeBob's new episode is different. Might want to check it out. Thanks to my friend, I went on the Wayback Machine and went on Nickelodeon.com, where I placed the timeline in 2003, October. I was in shock and saw there, sitting on the front page with a message and a download link. New SpongeBob episode, MP4 download. Check it out here. The link was off, and the ad was AdFly, which was a website shorter, and I went on and my computer began to freak out. One of the worst viruses. The mouse froze, the screen glitched crazily, and it switched to BSOD. Might be shady link, I thought to myself. All of a sudden, I heard the mailbox went up, and I got up and checked the mail. For some reason, I got a small package and a note. I checked the note, and it said, "To whom click the link. This is the episode of the disc format. Mr. Lawrence, aka the voice of Plankton." I opened the package and checked the disc, when I noticed that it looked like a burnt disc. I went to my laptop computer and inserted the disc. For about 2 hours of rewinding, I hit the play button and cruised the episode. The theme song played as normal, but as soon as the theme song ended, the seagulls didn't make their normal call, and instead of Steven Hilberg, it was Paul Tibbet, which made me raise an eyebrow. The screen slowly faded in with the title card saying Mr. Krabs Bankruptcy. It jump cuts to outside the Krusty Krab and Mr. Krabs playing with his money bowling. He said to himself and maybe the audience, "Nothing soothes me more than a stack of cash and some cash bowling." As he was about to do it again, SpongeBob burst through the door with a panicked expression. He was out of breath. Mr. Krabs, you have a letter." Mr. Krabs replied with, "Boy, you need to stop scaring me, audience." I rose, another eyebrow. Was he talking to us? My question was interrupted when the screen snapped to black and Mr. Krabs screaming. The camera positioned to Mr. Krabs' letter. It was from the National Bank of Bikini Bottom. It was saying how he never paid a single dollar and was going to remove the Krusty Krab and his home for tax evasion. Mr. Krabs let out a long sigh and went outside his office. He called out to SpongeBob and Squidward, then said, out of the blue, "We're gonna have to shut down the Krusty Krab forever." SpongeBob gasped and Squidward smiled. "Is it true?" Squidward said gleefully. Mr. Krabs nodded as Squidward danced for a second before laughing and running outside comedically. The bubbles came up and showed the repo man taking everything from the Krusty Krab and from his home, both at the same time before driving off in the distance. It cut to Mr. Krabs tearing up as he cried out of character. Pearl sat down in the middle of the remains and patted Mr. Krabs' back as she said, "It's gonna be alright, Mr. Krabs. Things would be better. I'm sure of it." Mr. Krabs sniffled and sighed. It cut to a montage of Mr. Krabs' depression increasing each week as mellow and sad music plays. In the last frame, it shows Mr. Krabs sitting on an apartment bed, then shows Mr. Krabs reaching to a cabinet nearby. He shuffles through stuff as he ends up picking up a butcher knife. He puts the butcher knife close to himself. With one slice, he could hear a crash noise and a scream from Mr. Krabs. The last frame was of Mr. Krabs' only $1 bill, now covered in cartoony blood as it slowly fades out and shows credits. I rarely had no reaction, but I was definitely screwed up. So, I put the DVD back in the sleeve and placed it somewhere safe and far away. After a few months, I received a message from one of the writers of SpongeBob, Paul Tibbet, who said, "The person in the beginning, it's not me. I didn't make the episode."